It's an early morning at Siena College. While most of the student body is sound asleep, there is one group of students whose work has already begun. ROTC, the Reserve Officers Training Corps program, trains students in participation for becoming officers in the military after graduation. We've all seen them on campus, donning their camouflage uniforms and hefty rucksacks. Yet not many students can say they've seen an inside look at the ROTC program. Today, we will do just that as we live a day in the life of a student soldier through the eyes of the Mohawk Battalion, the Army branch of ROTC, headquartered at Siena College. ROTC on Siena College's campus has a rich history and has operated hand in hand with the campus. In 1951, Siena made joining ROTC a mandatory requirement for students to participate in. The college's catalog said this requirement was essential to develop attention to duty, responsibility, leadership, and the exercise of command. This requirement continued through the 1950s and 60s, shaping a generation in this discipline. Students campus-wide were required to participate in 2 military science classes and 2 drills every week. After much debate and discussion, the college made ROTC voluntary for incoming freshmen in 1969 to give students more academic flexibility. The result has been a dedicated, hard-working group of students whose efforts show in their daily routine. Every morning for a student cadet begins with routine exercises and drills to start off their day. Today is the Mohawk Battalion's Best Mohawk Competition, a test of physical challenge and strength. Made up of students from Siena, as well as University at Albany and Rensselaer Polytechnical Institute. The cadets will be in teams of several cadets equipped with rucksacks, running a cross-campus relay race style to each challenge. Starting at Siena's turf soccer field, the cadets' first challenge will be push-ups and pull-ups, a test of physical body strength. One of the key elements of ROTC's exercise regimen is making sure that their cadets can be reliant on their body weight. It's important for when they end up going out into the field, so less of the exercise process is done on physical weights, whereas they're doing more pull-ups and push-ups to be able to maintain their physical physique. From here, the cadets will end up running around campus, tracing the parking lots as they end up heading towards their next event, which will be a water jug relay. Running with their rucksacks is something that these cadets are used to, as they do ruck marches every Thursday, running for up to 12 miles at a time. During the event, you can see a lot of the encouragement based off of cadet to cadet. The most and the least physically acquainted end up encouraging each other to stand for the biggest team result. Next up, they're going to head over to the quad for log presses and flutter kicks. Flutter kicks are a staple of the ROTC exercise regimen. From here, we trace around campus. They'll swing by in front of Hines Hall doing sked pulls for 100 meters. Meanwhile, their next goal is to do 20 tire flips with giant tires the size of a tractor trailer. Moving the tires takes a team effort, something which is ingrained into the ROTC curriculum. Making sure that teamwork and leadership go hand in hand is just part of the very essence of the ROTC experience. Last but not least, our cadets end up running to their final event, which is a team body crawl while also trying to get a sandbag from one end of the turf field to the next. Here, given a giant bag of sand, this grueling competition comes to an end with the cadets literally taking the ground as they would into the field, trying to get the sandbag right across the finish line.
You guys wait for your whole team before it counts, man.
Keeping time is key for the cadets as they're also competing against their peers, trying to get across the finish line and be the best in their battalion.
You guys got it.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Almost there, Zane.
Why did you join ROTC?
Originally joined, wasn't planned to come to school and not doing ROTC originally. I had a cousin actually graduated from Siena. She met her husband here. They both came out of the ROTC program. They really got me interested in the program.
I want to serve my country, but I also believe education is really important, so I'm trying to get the best of both worlds.
So out of high school, 17 years old, I enlisted in the National Guard. I've been in for almost 4 years now and I loved it. I took a year off of deferring to go to college to finish my military training.
So I said, I'll give it a try. Worst case scenario, I don't like it. But I ended up falling in love with it, and I'm here now as a junior.
Did that year, came back, and started college at University at Albany. Loved it so much, I figured why not do ROTC. Enjoyed the experience that I had within the 4 years that I was doing.
Then get a bachelor's degree and then give back to my country and the people who have fought for us.
It's a good leadership opportunity, got a lot of good leadership experience, and here I am. So.
While the ROTC cadets have their regular workouts and PTs every week, one of the essential elements of their weekly experience happens in the lab.
Patrols out into the woods. They set patrol base when they're in an area for an extended period of time. It's a security halt, and you guys will see what will happen. But they just came through to get their gear, so they broke down.
In today's lab, the ROTC cadets are learning how to end up building a patrol base and scouting out the area with their peers. One of the important elements of this experience is having peer-to-peer leadership and mentorship. The third-year cadets end up teaching the first and the second-year cadets with a curriculum that they build themselves and get graded on by fourth-year senior cadets who are graduating and will take positions in the military. This is all in preparation for a base camp which will happen the summer following the cadets' junior year, which will happen in Fort Knox, Kentucky. Building these curriculums is critical to the ROTC cadets' training. It's important for the skills that they will end up taking onto the battlefield if they go active duty or reserve.
Time management is big. Keeping proper time management allows me to stay organized and make sure the cadets that I lead understand what they have to do when they have to do it, and they get this information in a timely manner. And if I'm not organized, everything goes astray.
Now, what's the most rewarding part of our ROTC experience?
I'd say coming out here every morning, getting in front of the younger cadets, knowing I was in their position a couple years back, and just coming out here and leading them, developing them, passing on knowledge and information, trying to have them become the best they can.